What's going on, guys? Slattern here. Gonna be doing a PvP guide for Enhancement Shaman on patch 7.0. Alright, let's jump into it. Shaman have been completely reworked. They no longer require mana. Your resource bar is turned into Maelstrom and is spent using abilities such as Storm Strike and Lava Lash. Feels a little weird at first, but once you get used to it, it's a really strong class. Ability changes. You now have Rock Biter as a main generator. So Rock Biter acts as an attack building 15 Maelstrom unless you have it talented into Boulder Fist like I do, and it generates 25 Maelstrom. Flame Tongue still has a same effect, it just costs nothing to use now. Crash Lightning is a new ability. Causes 7k damage to 2 or more targets in front of you for 10 seconds. It's really good for AoE fights. Frostbrand now costs Maelstrom and Buster Weapons for 16 seconds, slowing the target 50% movement speed for 3 seconds. Storm Strike now costs 40 Maelstrom but still has the same effect. Lava Lash the same thing, but it costs 30 Maelstrom. Lightning Bolt has been changed. It now has no cast time and can be used while running and costs no Maelstrom. Some of the passive changes that have been done. Stormbringer. Your main attacks now have an 8% chance to reset the cooldown on Storm Strike and cost 50% less Maelstrom as well as triggering no cooldown. So that's a really good change. Stormlash. Your attacks now have a chance to grant 2 or more party members to deal an additional nature damage for 8 seconds. So that's really good for buffing teammates. Alright, let's jump into talents. Alright, so level 15 talents. Windsong, Hot Hand, and Boulder Fist. My personal choice is Boulder Fist due to the fact that it generates more Maelstrom and does some decent damage as well. Boulder Fist enhances your weapon, dealing 19k damage, also increases your crit and damage by 5% for 10 seconds. I feel this is a really strong choice. Windsong and Hot Hand are also good options, but this is a personal choice. I like to run with Boulder Fist. Alright, level 30 talents. Rainfall, Feral Lunge, and Wind Rush Totem. I personally run with Wind Rush Totem due to the fact that it buffs your party, so all that are in range can receive 60% movement speed for 5 seconds. I sometimes run with Feral Lunge because it's a good gap closer. You leap to the target causing 10k damage, and range is 5 to 25 yards, so it can be pretty good for gap closing, especially ranged targets. Level 45 talents, Lightning Surge Totem, Earth Grab, and Voodoo Totem. I personally run with Lightning Surge Totem just due to the fact that it's a stun. So once you place it down after 2 seconds, it explodes, stunning everyone in range for 5 seconds. The other two can be good, but having the stun is a really good choice for damage. Like bursting people, having a stun is huge for Shammy, so this is the one I run. Earth Grab can be good, but roots are easily broken, and Voodoo Totem I haven't really tested, to be honest with you. This is just what I run right now. Level 60 talents. Lightning Shield, Ancestral Swiftness, and Hailstorm. I run with Ancestral Swiftness just because having 10% baseline increase to haste is really beneficial to Shaman and has always been good. Hailstorm is also a good choice. Each weapon attack also does an additional 2500 damage, so it can be good as well. Lightning Shield I haven't done much testing with, but I feel like it could definitely be another good choice for the extra damage. Alright, level 75 talents, Tempest, Overcharge, and Stormlash. I run with Tempest because of, instead of the Stormbringer passive only working on one Storm Strike, it works on your next two, and costs 50% less Maelstrom and trigger no cooldown for 2 Storm Strikes, so that's really good. Overcharge can be good, consumes 45 Maelstrom and making your lightning bolt do 15% increase or 1500% increased damage. It also has a 7-second cooldown, so it can be pretty good, but 45 Maelstrom is a lot to use if you want to just use it on a lightning bolt. And Empowered Stormlash is pretty good as well. It buffs more of your party members and does 35% additional damage, so it can be pretty good as well. Level 90 talents: Crashing Storm, Fury of Air, and Sundering. I personally run a Fury of Air. It costs 5 Maelstrom, but the more Maelstrom you use, it stays up. Creates a vortex around you, dealing 2300 damage every 1 second, slowing the target for 30% for 3 seconds. This causes more AoE damage, is stronger in bigger fights, so I run with this, especially in battlegrounds. It's really strong. Crashing Storm buffs Crash Lightning, leaving electrical field behind, dealing an additional 6.4k damage over 6 seconds. It kind of seems like more of a PvE ability, so I don't really run with it, just because the targets have to be within range. Sundering shatters the line in front of you, causing 52k damage and knocking enemies to the side. Seems like it could be a good option for lining up some burst, but 60 Maelstrom is a lot, and it's on a 40-second cooldown. But it could definitely be good for lining up burst. And level 100 talents: Ascendance, Landslide, and Earthern Spike. I personally run with Ascendance for this one, just because for 15 seconds you generate 10 Maelstrom per attack and cause your auto attacks, Storm Strike, and wind attacks to be ranged and bypass armor. So that's huge, especially fighting ranged targets. You always have trouble closing gap, then Ascendance is huge for bursting them down from a distance. Landslide's another good option. It's like a perma buff. You get agility for 10 seconds, so you basically always have it up because you're using Boulder Fist as your generator. And Earthern Spike is another good one. I feel like it could be good, like another burst option, because it does 41k physical damage and increases damage on your physical and nature damage for 10 seconds. So that's another good option. But these talents are just personal choice. But with the talent system now, you can really build your guy and your playstyle. Like, these talents fit my playstyle, so that's why I chose them. But you could definitely play around with it and see what you like the most. And yeah, jump into rotations. So Boulder Fist is your main generator, so you're always going to be wanna use it, like use both right away, so you have a lot of Maelstrom, drop down a Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Boulder Fist again, and then you always want to try and keep Fury of Air up, because that additional damage is huge, like as you see here, like all that extra damage, AoE damage while I'm attacking. But basically the rotation, especially in PvP, it can vary. Like, you have to use your abilities based on what's going on in the situation. But Storm Strike is your hardest hitting ability, so you always want to make sure you're using that. Yeah, so use that, keep up Fury of Air, and if Storm Strike is down, use your Lava Lash. Crash Lightning is good to throw down every now and then. But yeah, the rotation can vary, especially in PvP. But always be using your weapon buffs like Flame Tongue and Frostbrand you can use as well, especially when you're trying to fight a target that's running away. Make sure you slot that down. Storm Strike again, Lava Lash, Boulder Fist. It's pretty basic, just try and do as much damage as you can. I mean, that's what Chamois do, right? Just bust out as much damage, especially with Ascendance. When you pop Ascendance, you do insane damage, so just be wary of that. Especially with having Ascendance up, you definitely do a lot more damage because you're bypassing armor. So I tend to save that when targets are a little lower, and then just pop all your buffs and go ham. And yeah, that's basically going to conclude this guide for the Chamois. If you like this video, please give me a comment, let me know what you guys think of this class right now. And yeah, until next time, see you later. Peace.